I wanted to ask you, what do you think, and I just want your opinion about like a pregnancy loss support group. Is there such a thing? Is that like
Yeah, sometimes there are.
Hi, thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's get those babies, ladies.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty.
Good morning, fertility fam. How are you? Today is Wednesday, the 17th of October. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day. I hope you are doing well. I've gone out, I've exercised. I packed only my first meal. I did not do my meal prep, and I've got to get my life together. Whenever I'm at Blues, my meal prep always suffers, and I need to do more groceries, so I have an event tonight, so I have a dinner to go to, so that will be sorted, and I have my chia pudding. I just didn't do eggs. I'm gonna grab eggs at the drugstore. They have them for like 99 cents, 2 hard-boiled eggs, and then I think I'll do a food order tonight. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. I'm feeling good overall about my intermittent fasting as far as the results and me sticking to it. I just have to really stay on top of the meal planning, because I know that is kind of the make or break part of it, so that I'm not tempted to eat junk. Yeah, that's kind of it. What's going on with you ladies? I don't know if I've said it, but congratulations to Lily G, TTC. She got her BFP. She's got twins on board. Lisa and Lindsay have gotten their BFP, which is awesome. Ladies, I'm hoping to meet up with you this week, or at least with Lisa. We'll see. And yeah, just, keeping it going, trying to stay active, keep the weight loss going, and figuring out from there next steps. Oh, and I reached out to the acupuncturist. Actually, she reached out to me to check on me. I think I'm going to go back next week. So today's a Wednesday. I have the event. I think Thursday night I'm going to sit out and come up with a little prioritization of things. When am I going to acupuncture? I need to get back to the Kundalini yoga, just kind of those fine-tuning things. I think we hit the broad strokes of the goals, and now we need, that was like the strategy. Now we need the tactical bits of it. So yeah, but making progress. I'm feeling good overall. Again, sending well wishes out to Butterfly Poet. I know the retrieval was not what you expected, and you have every right to feel whatever you're feeling. I'm encouraged that you are encouraged to move forward and do another retrieval. I think that shows a tremendous amount of strength, and I applaud you. And yeah, you're in my prayers. So I think that is it. I'm gonna follow up with Yessie today to see how her progesterone testing went. That should have happened, I think it's happening today. Yeah, I think that's right. I'll send her a text. All right, ladies, I will talk to you later. I hope you are doing well. Let me know what's going on with you down below. Oh, I forgot to say, if you are new here, welcome. Welcome to the fam. Please consider subscribing, hanging out with us, getting to know us. It's a lovely bunch here. Let me know what brings you here. Where are you in your conception journey? Are you just starting out? Are you doing some IUIs? Are you single mom by choice? I always love to hear the stories. Mainly because I want to know how I can support you. So let me know where you are. Let me know how I can support you. Or if you just want to hang out and watch, that's fine too. But I'm so glad you're here. And I did want to say welcome. All right, ladies, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye.
And let it flow through them, but most of the people I work with have a really hard time with that. And when I was going through fertility treatment, I did as well. It was many years ago. And I can assure you that when you get done with it, whatever the outcome, you will you will work your way through it. But it's not, in my opinion, it's almost impossible to kind of, nobody thinks positive all the time. And that's all I'm saying. You're normal if you have bad days. This is what comes with the territory.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's reassuring to know because I try to frame it in a positive way, but like last week, I think Tuesday, I just broke down in tears and I was like, I had to do a check in with myself, like what's going on? And it was the fear that I was stuffing down and not acknowledging. And so once I finally just said I'm afraid, then it felt better. Like having that conversation with myself and be like, well, okay, what are you afraid of? And like, what can you control? What can you not control? And it is that sense of being like super type A and planner and I have a list of goals of even like how to get pregnant, but there's like the weight, I can control that. I can check that off. But whether or not this is all successful, that I can't control. And so just checking in with myself. And I think that is where the fear also comes from, right? Of like not knowing because it could go either way. I want it to go in, where I end up with the baby, obviously, and I'm doing everything that I can. But again, I won't know until I know. And so that sort of like, it's a weird space to be in. It's so unfamiliar that it's just like, it's like falling into an abyss.
No, you hit the nail on the head. Falling into an abyss. That's a good one. I mean, it's a good analogy for what it feels like. And it's also a way to spend, like, I think people spend in their thoughts and ruminate about, like, the what ifs, and you try to prepare, plan, and protect yourself. And yet, everyone tells you to just relax and be positive, which after a while, you just want to reach out and throttle them. It's like, okay.
Yes.
You go through this and be relaxed and be positive.
Oh my God.
It's not easy to do.
No, and it's so many people say it. So many people, I think that people don't know what to say and they're just uncomfortable. Like they want to be supportive. And so they're like, oh, if you just relax. And then, undoubtedly they know some story of someone who struggled. And then as soon as they relaxed and forgot about it, they got pregnant. And so I've heard that story like 80 million times.
Relaxation period came along.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, I can assure you that at least everybody I talk to has feelings of anxiety, stress, and sadness, and, they get pregnant sometimes. I mean, not all of my customers do, but many of them do. So it is definitely possible to get pregnant while you're under duress of going through infertility treatment. You just want to manage it, and that's what you're doing. You're doing the best you can. That's all anybody can ask of you.
Yes. And I do feel better, like eating, changing my eating habits to lose the weight and exercising. Like I definitely feel the benefit from the endorphins and getting up, and just that level of like self-care and self-love has helped just me appreciate like myself and my body, because I'm asking a lot of it. And I think sometimes it's easy to just be like, push and demand. But I think there also has to be like some self-nurturing in there, because we're doing a lot to our bodies that are not quite natural to get through this process.
Exactly.
So I just enjoying that part of it. And I ran across a woman who, she had struggled with infertility. She had frozen her eggs, and just her eggs, not embryos. And they didn't, for whatever reason, make it through the cryopreservation thawing process. And so she, at 42, went through IVF. And she's now has her daughter, and it's a great happy ending. But she says she does sometimes miss the busyness of trying, of like the OPK. She was like in the middle of it, she couldn't have imagined missing it, but now she does. So that resonated with me in like, what about this can I find enjoyable, and can I enjoy? Because it's going to end one way or the other. That we know for sure, right? I don't know how it will end, but I know it will end. And so that's what I'm kind of messaging to myself, is like, what about this is enjoyable? And can I find ways to kind of relish what I like, and the parts that are not so enjoyable, know that they will not last forever.
Oh, well, that's an excellent point. And I think there's something about the busyness with, how people will put themselves in jobs or things of that nature that give them kind of an adrenaline rush. There's something about that with IVF treatment too. Because, you have to follow the schedule, and you're always waiting for this or that or the other. And it is stressful. So stress hormones are adrenaline and cortisol, and so those are elevated in your system. And we already know through research that's something that people establish a baseline for. So that's why people self-select. Some people want to sit at a desk and be really quiet all day, and other people could not even imagine doing that. Like, that would drive them nuts. And part of it is because your baseline is probably set a little different. And so for people who are really driven, I'm just going to tell you right now, I have no evidence to support this, but just for talking to people, I sense that a lot of what you're describing and what your friend, your person that your acquaintance described, kind of missing the busyness, it's like this stillness after, like, okay, now what do I do? I have nothing to do. And it's why people get sometimes anxious or depressed when they go to take a break and have like a luxurious vacation from fertility treatment, and there's too much stillness. Yes, they might enjoy the beach or whatever, but it's a different set of chemicals that are surging through your body, and you kind of go through a withdrawal.
Right.
That's I think it happens. I really do. So.
That makes sense. Because I'm actually, like, that also makes, like, sense as to why I was, like, also anxious, I think, and crying last week, because it was the first time I was still and alone with my thoughts, because I'm not in an active cycle, right? I'm losing the weight, and we're letting my body take the lead, and then the next cycle that starts, because I don't know the last time I talked to you, so I had the SHG, and then they found a polyp, and so then I had that surgical procedure to have it removed, and they had it biopsied, so that was that whole, like, waiting. And they already wanted to give my, uterus the time to rest. And so the last cycle, we finished that one out. And then I just started a new cycle. Like, I think I'm on cycle day 4. And so she was like, just rest this one. And then after we confirm ovulation, we'll start you on estrogen priming. So there is no busy work for me to do. Like, I don't have to worry about triggering or taking meds or when am I going to ovulate. Like, none of that. And so I think that stillness, too, is bringing about these other emotions, because it's like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, no, it's right. And then there's space for all the other thoughts to creep in.
Yeah.
You're running around like a crazy person. It's impossible. You don't have time to think about
You don't have, because you're consumed with that. Yeah.
Yep. No, it makes perfect sense. Well, gosh, and I wish this were easier, but I'm quite confident given your strength that you were definitely going to get through this, and it's going to be okay. But I know it's not easy.
Yeah, thank you. It's not, but it's oddly more, I'm more relaxed into it now, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of know the drill, and I'm just like, I'm willing to let it play out till its rightful end, right? Without angst or expectation. Like, obviously I hope for the baby, but I know I'll be able to make peace with whatever happens.
Yeah. That's good. That is good. Okay, so a couple more quick check-in questions. Just in general, I'm supposed to do a check-in with you every couple of weeks. I mean, if we talk in that frame, like, to see how your emotions are. So, like, would you say out of the last 14 days, about how many times have you felt like you had a day or part of the day where you were really feeling down or depressed? I know you mentioned the one day, but has there been a lot of other days like that?
I would say 2. I think I was like, the one where I was crying, I definitely was down. And then I think just as I prepped for pregnancy and infant loss awareness, like, going through the stories that were written, and I did some videos that I had to edit. There's one young lady who's had 4 losses and is now pregnant with her rainbow baby. So, like, there was sadness there, not necessarily for me, but just sadness in general about, like, the circumstances of infertility and loss. So I would
empathize with everybody, and that's
really
like their pain. Yeah.
So I would say like 2 or 3 days out of the last 14.
Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, what about, have you still been able to find pleasure in doing things you normally like to do? Has that been a problem?
No, I've gone hiking. I'm actually doing better at things that I liked before, just because I'm getting physically fit again. I had kind of let myself go during this process with the thinking of like, well, if I gain weight, it's okay because I'm going to be pregnant. And so I had stopped doing activities that I enjoyed. I've like resumed hiking. I've been exercising. I'm enjoying yoga. Like I feel more engaged and present, if that makes sense.
Makes total sense. Any problems with sleep or your energy level?
Energy level is great. It's through the roof. Sleep is hit or miss. So one of my goals is to get at least 6 hours of sleep. And I would say out of the last 14 days, I probably did that all but 2.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, which is really good for me because normally I sleep about 4 hours. And I've made it an effort. I know it helps with the hormones and everything, but it also, like, with the exercise, I think that is helping make me tired. And so that helps me, like, have a wind down, and then I work out before I go to work, and so I know I can't be up until 2 o'clock and then get back up at 6 to work out. And so in that sense, like, I know I need to go to sleep. I've always known it. I'm not saying I didn't know it, but it's like,
oh, of course.
It's a schedule now. I have to stick to this schedule.
Yeah, well, right. Just because we know we're supposed to do something, like sometimes I know I should not be eating that cake, but I'm going to eat it anyway.
Exactly.
You know, like,
yes.
It's just part of what we do. I mean, we're not perfect beings.
Yes.
Any feelings of self-guilt over the last week? Like, I'm feeling bad about, I don't know, like you let yourself down or something.
No, not at all.
Trouble concentrating?
Sometimes. I would say it's unusual for me, so I would say maybe once or twice where I was like, hey, get back in the game. I've been daydreaming, which I don't normally do.
Okay. And what about feeling like you're moving in slow motion or you're feeling restless and fidgety?
No, definitely not moving in slow motion, definitely not restless.
Okay. Any thoughts of self-harm at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Okay, well, that's good. And I'm really glad. I hope that the support groups are helpful and that they actually work out. I know it can be tricky. I mean, one would think in a city like New York, there would be so many options, but you start narrowing down and rolling out, it's like, a lot of these don't work. So,
no. And I want to tell you, too, like, the one you connected me with that is led by a doctor, I really appreciated that she met with me. Like, we did a phone call to do the pre-interview because I've met with 2 other doctors from the Resolve, and they charged me just to meet and have a conversation, and they didn't have a group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this woman didn't, I mean, and she could have, she's asking me questions. She could have charged. I just appreciated that she was like, I don't have an active group. She was very straightforward and was like, I want to get to know you and see if you would be a good fit for the group. But she didn't make me pay for that part of it.
Good.
Which was nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice, and it's always scary when I'm referring people because I'm like, I have no idea if these people really know what they're doing. It's just like, especially when they're a name on a website.
Right. I wanted to ask you, what do you think, and I just want your opinion, about like a pregnancy loss support group? Is there such a thing? Is that like
sometimes there are.
Because I think that was nice about this week too, like in social media with pregnancy, and infant loss awareness, a lot of the ladies are sharing their stories, and that has somehow felt like there's been solace in that others who had that same experience or similar experience were talking about it. And so I was just like, oh, I wonder if there are support groups for that. I mean, if it's on Resolve, I can take a look. I just hadn't thought of it before.
No, it's not on Resolve. I mean, sometimes they're on Resolve, but I find that most of them don't advertise there. There's a website called Share Pregnancy and Infant Loss Support. Have you heard of that one?
No, Share, SHARE?
SHARE, and the website is nationalshare.org. I'll definitely email it to you.
Okay.
And they list support groups, but they also have online support. They have other reading materials. And then, sometimes hospitals and such will do groups without advertising them anywhere.
Okay.
That becomes a little tricky because you kind of got to just Google search it, which, sometimes things are outdated. So I'll send them to you. There are 4 listed.
Okay.
In New York City that I can see.
Okay.
Some of them looks like some are free and some are for fee, so that would indicate they're probably some are professionally led.
Okay.
And also, it's always good to call and email because occasionally there'll be a group listed that is really for infant loss. Or you'll find that that's the group, that's like the dynamics of the group. So then I've had a couple people say that even on their own they had found one that was listed for pregnancy loss and infant loss, but they came to the group and they felt really out of place.
Gotcha.
So it's good to just kind of check in to say what is a typical person look like that's coming, because you don't want to feel like you're on the outside.
Yes.
So I'll send you the website too.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, or concerns?
No, ma'am.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelly.
All right, take care. Hang in
Okay.
there.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was cool. I think I missed the beginning of the conversation, but it was a long conversation, so it's all fine. But I think I'm going to dig into the pregnancy and infant loss support group, specifically with the pregnancy loss. She made a good point about some of it being infant loss. So, yeah, I'm excited about that, and I will talk to her soon. I hope that you guys have outlets to talk about your feelings and kind of go through whatever it is that you're feeling. I think sometimes the mental health aspect of infertility gets lost. And so I really encourage you to look either on the Resolve website or go through. A lot of employers have what they call employee assistance programs, EAP, and they will give you, 5 to 10 free sessions as you sort of sort out who it is. And so I hope that you will find that and leverage that resource for yourself. All right, ladies, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, fam. You want to say hi? Hi, fam.
I think they're everywhere. There's opportunity everywhere, and I do think there is like everything we say should assume a certain level of privilege because we're in New York City and we have these jobs that led to this opportunity.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to New York on Tech, NBC Universal, and all sponsors of tonight's inaugural event. I just wanted to take this time to especially thank the Estee Lauder companies.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows.